Hello everyone and welcome to AutomaTitan Cracks One Out. Before we begin, we need to talk about the elephant in the room. Well, okay, we need to talk about how the elephant in the room isn't here today, because I fired him last episode. So, as we move away from older games to look at something brand spanking new, it's time for me to do the same thing with the hired help, and hire a new fat kid to sit in the chair. Some say that he was a console exclusive on the Atari 2600 and that his true ending is only available as DLC. All we know is he's not Subtitle Guy, but he is Subtitle Guy's vastly superior and much nicer clone. Say hello, new guy. See how eager he is? Seriously, how nice does that feel after the rampant cynicism we've had for the last few years? Alright, don't go overboard, eh? Look, just give him a chance, alright? Right then, now that we have our new and improved Subtitle Bro, we can begin. And this week, we're going to be cracking one out with the latest exclusive to land on the PlayStation 4, Marvel's Spider-Man. Yes. Anyway, during its opening weekend on the PS4, it racked up over 3.3 million sales. That's astonishing, that is, cause it crushes God of War 2018's opening weekend, and in terms of the money it raked in, it even topped Spider-Man Homecoming. Everyone knows that Spider-Man 2 on the PS2 is the only truly great Spider-Man game. Since that absolute classic, we've had a cavalcade of shite Spider-Man games, but could it be that we finally have a worthy successor? As in, will it finally get the fucking web swinging right? Let's find out. We'll start with the story, and thank God it's not another origin story, because let's be honest, literally no one needs to be told Spidey's origin nowadays. He's one of 2 or 3 superheroes whose origins are so bloody iconic, even normies know them. Seriously, here's 3 origin stories. I bet you can name all 3 superheroes. Ready? Home planet blew up. Parents shot in the alley. Radioactive spider. See? Piss easy. No, I meant... Never mind. New and improved. So, we join up with this incarnation of Peter Parker as he's 8 years into his crime-fighting career. Our first task in the game is to take down Wilson Fisk after putting up with 8 years of dealing with the Kingpin shit. That's a strong start, that is. A quarter of an hour in the game and we're already facing off against one of the heavy hitters in Spidey's Rogues Gallery, and he's just the first bad guy we fight. Throughout the rest of the game we've also got Shocker, Mr. Negative, Black Cat, Screwball, Tombstone, Taskmaster, Electro, Rhino, Scorpion, and last but not least, Doc Ock. And the way the game handles most of them is glorious. There's such a thing as being too positive, you know. Anyway, let's take Shocker as an example. What does this game do with him? Simple. Give him a fantastic new suit and actually develop him a bit as a character. You see, during the fight we learn that he's being used and the shadowy mastermind will kill him if he doesn't behave himself, and he's a bit desperate. So Spidey being Spider means that he wants to help, of course, but Shocker being Shocker means that there is no way in hell he'll accept Spidey's help. So we have to take him down, but at least it's a satisfying takedown. Plus, it foreshadows the fact that Mr. Negative is actually the dude in charge, or at least it would have if the E3 reveal hadn't already spoiled that. Well played, Sony. You limit your market by making it a PS4 exclusive and then spoil the fucking plot anyway. Yes. Anyway, back to the plot. Because while it's not an origin story for Spider-Man, it kind of is an origin story for one of his villains. You see, we're 8 years into Spidey's career at this point, but when he's not spraying sticky white stuff everywhere, Peter Parker works for Otto Octavius, and we all know that name, don't we, Spidey fans? Yes, you start out the game working for the man who's destined to go barking and start twatting about with a set of extra tentacle arms, and what we see throughout the game is his inevitable transformation into Dr. Octopus. Trust Norman Osborn to come in and fuck things up with his stupid fucking hair. Seriously, you're not telling me that that's not a wig. So that was the flashpoint that began Doc Ock's fall, and the way it played out after that was just heart-wrenching. So all Norm came in and cut the funding for Norman Osborn is, and always will be, a dick, and then Otto tells Parker that he should look for another job. No! That would have been the perfect place to put a one-off side mission as a shout-out to Spider-Man 2, but alas, they didn't. I think you know which one I'm talking about. Are you quite alright? Naturally, Otto refuses to give up his work. He wants to help people, to help them be better and stronger, and to do that, he wants to add a neural link to his prosthetic devices. Sure, he's on a time limit due to suffering from a degenerative muscle disease, but if he can work out the kinks, it'll be amazing. Yeah, we all know where this is going. Those kinks. Stop it! Those kinks turn a man who Peter worshipped, a father figure after the death of Uncle Ben, into the monster that is Doc Ock. And yes, he is a monster. Yeah, I know we always put a spoiler warning at the start of these videos, but this is one plot point I'm not going to spoil. Trust me, it's an emotional gut punch, and you'll want to experience it for yourself. You'll thank me later. Oh, also, before I forget, Rhino looks fucking awesome. Can we have more Rhino in the next game, please? On to gameplay, and in this iteration of Spider-Man we actually have two different styles of play. First up, we have the sections of Spider-Man, which I'm going to split into two parts, and which thankfully make up the bulk of the game, because the other parts are where we play as normies, by which I mean MJ and Miles Morales. They're stealth sections basically, and they're the weakest parts of the game, since they slow the whole thing down to a crawl, and it's not even a sexy, exciting wall crawl. Sure, there's one in the third act that's quite fun involving Miles Morales having to hide from Rhino, and it was nice to see him before he got his own love bite off a magic spider, but it's still a bit baffling that the devs would make a Spider-Man game and then include sections where you don't play as Spider-Man. Yeah. Anyway, let's start with the combat, which is best described as, well, the combat from the Arkham games. That's not a bad thing, obviously, since the Arkham games set the gold standard for superhero brawlers, but you'd have to be half blind to not notice how very similar they are, especially when Spidey whips out his really rather Batman-esque gadgets. There's a couple of gadgets that felt really satisfying too. For one, there's the trick mine that'll let you inject a bit of love into the lives of your enemies by making them hug, albeit violently, and not entirely willingly. Well, unless they were just looking for an excuse to get close, of course. And then, well, let's talk about the concussion blast, because I always thought that Spider-Man didn't kill, right? Yeah, tell that to the guy I just threw through a dad off a roof, only to find him conveniently webbed to a building halfway across town, like 200 foot up a building. Good luck getting him down from there, NYPD. Yeah, he dead. Anyway, along with the gadgets, each of Spidey's suit have a unique power, And here's where the game does something I really genuinely love. You see, each suit comes with a unique bonus or power or extra gadget or something. The Stark suit from Homecoming, for instance, has the Spider Bro, a little drone that flies about and tases enemies while you're fighting. Yeah, I use that one a lot. But the powers aren't locked to the suits they come with, so you can put any power onto any suit and get the extra bonus and the look you want. That's a fantastic feature. Kudos Insomniac, I love that. You're being weird now. Moving on. Combat's one thing, but there's another factor in making a Spider-Man game, and I'd argue it's even more important. Yes, I mean the movement around the big open world of Manhattan Island. How you get round the map is important in any open world game, but it's utterly fucking vital in a Spider-Man game. Why? Web swinging, that's why. Just ask Subtitle Guy. Oh aye. Well, if the old Subtitle Guy was here, he'd tell you that he spent hours in that game just swinging around Manhattan and grabbing lost balloons.
Oh no, Mother!
I thought you said you hadn't played it. I see. Anyway, that is why Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 2 was so fantastic, and why no other Spider-Man game since then has been as good, because none of them captured the proper momentum-based web swinging we had in that classic. Well, this one has, and it is just wonderful. Oddly, it also gave me the odd flashback to another game set in New York City, although this game's version is a lot less fucked, since that game is Prototype. I think it might be the wall running, but it's kind of ironic that I'm getting flashbacks there, since Insomniac's other most well-known franchise, Infamous, was Prototype's direct competitor. Anyway, we're not talking about Prototype, we're here for the webhead himself, so the web swinging is the thing they have to absolutely nail, otherwise it's just not a Spider-Man game. Instead, it'd just be a bizarre family-friendly hybrid between Prototype and Arkham Knight. So thank Christ they got it right. It just made the entire game feel glorious, and not even the Black Cat side mission could stop me. Yeah, let's talk about those. No game is perfect after all, and the Black Cat missions are the other bit alongside the MJ and Miles sections that I didn't particularly like. Let's not beat about the bush, they're scavenger hunts, as you try to find Black Cat plushies in increasingly bizarre and out of the way places, and while some of them are fine, some of them are a pain in the arse. Oh, and that brings up another problem with the game. Where the fuck is Black Cat? I'll tell you where she is. She's in the first DLC, one of the big characters in the Spider-Man universe, and she's cut from the main game to try and sell fucking DLC. Yeah, as much as I like the game, that is a dick move of the highest order, Sony. It's not the only controversy around the game either. There was also the fact that the earliest promo footage seemed to have way better graphics than the final game. The official explanation was that the lighting had changed due to the sun being in a different position. The jury is still out on that one, but even if they have downgraded the graphics, the game still looks stunning, so I'm not entirely sure it matters. Although, it did mean that Spider-Man became yet another vector for games journalists to attack gamers. Wait. That's it. I'm done. Subtitle Bro. It's just not working out. I think it's time for us to part ways.
Oh, they're so cute when they're sleeping.
You're too fucking nice. Where's the rampant cynicism? Why are you always so bloody chipper? And as for putting a smiley in every fucking subtitle. Yes! Yes. What do... Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, fuck. Well then, now that the bane of my fucking life is back, it's time for a conclusion. Basically, Spider-Man is a very, very good game. It has flaws, sure, like the stealth mission slowing the pace to a crawl, and the fact Sony chose to carve off a core character to pimp as DLC, but it plays like a fucking dream. The combat feels really nice, but more importantly than that, the web swinging feels exactly as wonderful as it felt back in Spider-Man 2. Or to put it another way, I never ever bothered to 100% games, but I did get the Platinum Trophy in this bad boy. That speaks volumes, that does. Subtitle Guy spent hours just piddling about round Manhattan in Spider-Man 2, and I can easily see people doing the same with this new incarnation. It's just awesome to finally have a new game where we once again get to actually feel like Spider-Man. Which means it's rating time, and today's rating may very well be based on what I know Subtitle Guy is thinking, because today's rating is port it to PC, you tight-ass spider fuckers! So yeah, does that mean you're back then? Don't I fucking know it.
I know, I should have called first.
I admit nothing. That's your fault. You taught me not to trust anyone who smiles all the time. You said they're up to something. Do I have much choice? Fine, okay, welcome back. And on that shocking comic book style re-establishment of the status quo, it's time to end. Thanks very much for watching, I am AutomaTitan, and remember, Spider-Man said that with great power comes great responsibility, but Spider-Man also webs people 300 foot up a building, so, you know, adjust your expectations of what the word responsibility actually means.